Turkey has improved its wine quality extraordinarily. I think there are probably no other countries in the world that have improved as much as Turkey in the last, I would say 10, 15 years from my experience. Now that doesn't mean to say that I tasted everything in Turkey 15 years ago, but from what I've tasted over the years, I think the improvement is dramatic. I think it's probably particularly in white wine. And some of the rosés, but I think there's been a huge improvement. So that I think is very good, and I think the number of medals that Turkey is picking up in the International Wine Challenge, in Decanter Awards, other awards indicate that there is certainly international standard wines are being made here in Turkey. Selling those wines internationally is not as obvious. My impression from the outside is a combination of things where internationally, it's like cars, you know, I think the average quality of cars has gone up, the average quality of most of the things we have. I don't think you could have carried on making wine of the quality that it was. A lot of Turkish people have traveled overseas and have seen the quality of other wines. Imported wines are coming in, and you can see the quality of wines that are coming in from other countries. And foreign winemakers have come here. So I think a lot of things have been happening at the same time, and there are other countries that have improved as well. So I think Turkey has been part of a trend, but I'm seeing obviously the fruits of that in the bottles and the glasses. I think Wines of Turkey is, and I'm not looking at this globally, I think you've chosen to focus on the UK quite a lot. I would suggest that from now on you begin to look at other countries rather more. I think that you've done a lot of work on the history and the ancient history of Turkish wines, which I think is a very sensible thing to do because that is your USP, your unique quality. I think there are challenges now in terms of the product. It depends on whether you're trying to sell Turkish wine as a part of the Turkish tourism effort for people who are coming to Turkey and will drink Turkish wine when they're here. That I can see working. A problem is actually what is the consumer buying? And the biggest problem is that you have some very nice Turkish examples of international style wines. You have Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot and Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc and Viognier, whatever. But the world has a lot of those. So why do I buy a Turkish Chardonnay or Turkish Cabernet Sauvignon instead of the one from Argentina or Chile or California or Australia, And then you have Turkish grapes, which nobody outside Turkey can pronounce or write. And if you put them on a shelf, why is anybody going to buy this thing that they can't pronounce or say and have never heard of and never experienced? And what I'm interested in, and this is partly what I'm being shown by the producers here, but it seems to me that I'm being shown either Turkish grapes or international grapes. I'm not seeing very many blends of the two. And I think that some international visitors have said, Turkish grapes are wonderful, just do the Turkish grapes, don't do the international grapes, keep the uniqueness of, which is very nice of them to say that, but I don't think it helps Turkey very much. Because you have to sell your wine.
Yeah.
And in other countries there are people who do not read wine articles, they do not read wine books, they do not watch the programs, whatever. All they do is they go into a shop with so many dollars or euros in their pockets or pounds, and they say, I'm going to buy a bottle of wine to take home to drink tonight. And they want to feel some security. They want to feel something that's going to tell them, you know, you're going to enjoy this. And having a wine from somewhere they don't know anything about, with a name they don't know anything about, and they don't know how it's going to taste, in a time of international financial difficulty, that's tough. So if I was advising the Turkish wine industry, I would be saying that at least for the export markets, I would be focusing on blends of international and Turkish grapes where you can sell me the Narince because it's got Chardonnay in it. And I see the Chardonnay and I get the Narince alongside. But that's nice because that's a unique product. Nowhere else in the world can make Chardonnay Narince. I think this is a very I think it's a very courageous. I think it's great that Wines of Turkey and the Tourist Board and everybody else have supported it. I think it shows a great imagination on their part. And 280 people of all sorts of backgrounds. Some are amateur bloggers, some are professional journalists, some are wine producers. That's a great collection of people, and we know the one thing we know about all of them is they all go away and write something, 'cause that's what they do. And some of the people will write to very few people, and some will have an audience that's much bigger. I think that's all very good, and I think it's encouraging, and I hope that there's a lot of conversations going on as well, which are valuable. I think that the next phase, coming back to sort of what I've been saying, is to start to think about what Turkish producers can start putting on their bottles as ways of helping consumers in other countries understand and maybe buy the next wine. The other thing I think I probably would be doing next is talking to the sommeliers of the world, because their job is to show different things to their customers. The fact that it is very difficult to get Turkish wine into a supermarket in countries like the UK, where we do most of our wine buying, means that you need the visibility, and I think the sommeliers are the people who are most likely to give you that visibility. So they would be, and I know you've been doing some of that already, but I think that's probably the next thing, is to make Turkish wine one of the novelties of a restaurant wine